Okay, in this video we're going to talk about obtaining a patient's height measurement. And to do that we're going to use we're going to actually use the physician's beam scale, but we're going to use this attachment right here. And we call this a telescoping ruler because you can see that it has a large ruler here, but inserted into the large is a smaller one that actually lifts up, so that's why we call it telescoping. Before we get into actually how to do this, I want to talk about the measurements. Okay? So we're going to start off at the very bottom, and if you can just come down here, you can see that there's an inches scale and there's a centimeter scale. And we're going to actually be using the inches side, so don't worry about the centimeters for now. But the very first number you see is 24. If you'll just notice really carefully that the 24 is actually bolded more so than the 25. It just looks larger and it's bolder. That's because this particular scale also measures in feet. And we know that there are 12 inches per every foot, and 12 and 12 is 24. So you can see this is 2 feet. If you go above it, you can see 25 and then 26, and you can see, unlike the scale, this is not, the odd numbers are not missing, they're actually here. So 24 inches, 25, 26. When you get all the way up to 36 now, 36 is bolded, which means that instead of 2 feet, now we're at 3 feet. So 36 divided by 12 inches is 3, so we're at 3 feet. And then 37, 38, so on and so forth. Once you get to the top of this larger scale, you can see that it goes to 46. And look what happens above. It gets to these crazy numbers, like it doesn't make sense. But if you actually go all the way to the top of the inside ruler, you'll see where it picks up at 47, 48. 48 is actually 4 feet. 48 divided by 12 is 4. 49, 50, 51, all the way down to 60. 60 would be 5 feet. So 60 divided by 12 would be 5. So you can see that it's measured by inches, but it's also indicating measurements by feet. Now that's very helpful because if your patient, let's say, measures here, then we would say they're 61 inches or 5 foot 1 inch tall, because we know 60 is the 5 foot measurement. You see how it's bolded? 60 divided by 12 is 5, plus 1 would be 61 inches. And that's how that works. The way this process works is you're going to have your patient stand on the beam scale. Make sure to help them, especially if they have an injured leg or they have a bad back or it's an elder patient. You want to make sure you help them onto the scale. We're going to then have them stand up straight, look forward. Generally they're going to be facing away, so they're facing out. And you're going to lift this inside telescoping ruler above their head. So this is down. You're going to lift it above their head. And then very carefully, don't hit them, lift the lever out, and then bring it down to the top of their head. Okay? So once you bring it down to the top of their head, we're going to go down now to the bottom of this ruler, where it actually inserts into the larger one. And if you see there's a line there, that line, it's this line outside that comes around the front. That line is telling us what the patient's height is. So we're going to read the numbers on the back ruler. So we're going to take this bigger one, look for the top of it, the ridge of the top, and then whatever it says in the back is the patient's height. Now remember, 60 inches was 5 feet, and this patient actually measured 68 inches. So we would take 5 feet, add 8 inches, so this patient would be 5 foot 8 inches tall. If the patient is somewhere in the middle, you can decide if it's closer to the bottom or closer to the top, and then just round down or round up. So if let's say you measure it and this is where it stops, then we're going to say the patient is 67 inches tall. However, if it's closer to the 68, somewhere past the middle, then we can just round it up to 8 inches tall. Okay? So we'll practice quite a few of these in class. Remember, you have to have 15 full sets of vitals, which include height and weight. All right, thank you very much.